It's a way of thinking that the Amish have perfected. And it's called a heat battery. Now, that might sound complicated, but I promise you, the truth is beautifully simple. Think about a regular metal wood stove. You get a fire going, and it throws off a ton of heat. The room gets warm, maybe even too hot. But as soon as that fire starts to die down, what happens? The metal cools off almost instantly. And just a few hours later, the room is cold again. All that wonderful warmth is just gone. The Amish looked at this and saw a problem. All that energy, disappearing so quickly. It's wasteful. So they came up with a better way. Instead of a thin metal box that can't hold on to heat, they built their heaters out of something dense. Something with real weight to it. Like brick, or stone, or soapstone. These are called masonry heaters, and they are brilliant. It is how they work. You build one big, hot fire for just an hour or two. The fire burns clean and fast. And all that intense heat doesn't just go up the chimney. It gets soaked up by the tons of brick and stone surrounding it. The dense material literally drinks in the warmth. Then, the fire goes out. But the heater is just getting started. For the next 12, 18, sometimes even 24 hours, all that stone and brick slowly, gently radiates that stored heat back into the house. It's not a blast of heat. It's a steady, constant, comfortable warmth that fills the home. It's like having a little sun in your living room that keeps shining all through the night. You use far less wood, you have less work to do, and your home stays at a perfect, even temperature. Now, I know what you're thinking. That's wonderful, but I can't build a giant stone heater in my house. And you don't have to. Because you can use this exact same principle, this same wisdom, for about $5. If you have a regular wood stove, go to a hardware store and buy a few simple fire bricks. They're cheap. Then, just stack them on top of and around your stove. That's it. That's the secret. When you have a fire going, those bricks will soak up an incredible amount of heat that would normally just radiate out and disappear too quickly. Then, when the fire dies down in the middle of the night, your metal stove will get cold. But those bricks, they'll still be full of warmth. And they will continue to release that gentle heat into your room for hours and hours. You're recreating your own small, simple heat battery. It's a way to capture the energy you're already making and store it for later. It smooths out the highs and lows, giving you more comfort for less work and less wood. It's not a fancy trick. It's just a deep understanding of how God's creation works. It's about storing the blessing of the fire long after the flames have gone out. Alright, let's talk about how to bring this idea to life in your own home. It's one thing to understand the wisdom, but it's another to feel that warmth on a cold winter's night. So, you got your fire bricks. Where do they go? The goal is to give that heat somewhere to soak in. You'll want to place them on the flat top surface of your wood stove, leaving a little space between each one. If you have room, you can also carefully stack a few along the sides. Now, as your fire gets going, you'll notice something. The metal of the stove gets hot fast, just like it always does. But the bricks, they take their time. They are slowly, steadily drinking in all that extra heat. They're becoming a sponge for warmth. It's the same reason a stone wall feels cool in the morning but warm in the evening after a sunny day. The stone has weight, it has substance. It can hold on to the sun's energy. Your fire bricks are doing the exact same thing with the energy from your fire. And this isn't just about bricks. The principle is what matters. So many folks will put a big, cast iron kettle of water on their stove. The water heats up and holds that warmth for a long time, gently releasing it as steam. It's another kind of heat battery. Welcome, friends. Most of us believe that once the fire in the stove goes out, the chill sets in, forcing us to pile on blankets or crank up the heat. We think staying warm always means big bills or modern power. But for generations, the Amish have used a trick, one that costs under $5, to keep their homes wonderfully warm, long after the last ember fades. This simply, clever idea reveals a whole new way to beat the cold. Friends, thank you so much for being here with me today. Let's just take a moment to be grateful for the warmth we have in our lives. That feeling we just talked about, when the fire dies and the cold starts to creep in, we all know it. It's that little shiver that makes you glance at the thermostat and immediately think about the bill that's on its way. With the cost of heating getting higher and higher, it can feel like we're just renting warmth, paying for it hour by hour. But the Amish see it differently. For them, warmth isn't something you have to constantly buy. It's something you create, and then you learn how to hold on to. Their whole way of life is built on this kind of wisdom. They use simple wood stoves that give off a steady, deep heat all night long, without needing any power from the grid. But the secret we're going to share today isn't about getting a new stove. It's about a mindset. It's a lesson in using what you already have to make that precious warmth stay. It's a beautiful, simple idea that can truly change how you feel in your own home. It starts with a sound, doesn't it? That low rumble of the furnace kicking on in the dead of night. For a moment, you feel relief. But then, a different kind of chill sets in. It's the sound of money being spent. It's the sound of the meter spinning, of a bill getting a little bit bigger, second by second. We get trapped in this cycle. We wake up cold, we crank the heat. We get the bill, we feel that pang of anxiety, and we try to turn the thermostat down. Then we recold again. We end up paying so much just to feel comfortable in our own homes, and a lot of the time, we're still not comfortable. We're just less cold. And more broke. It feels like a battle we can't win. But the Amish show us it's not a battle at all. It's about being smarter, not just stronger. It's about changing the rules of the game. When they use their wood stoves, it's not just about making a big, roaring fire. They treat the fire with respect. They learn its rhythms. They use well-seasoned wood that burns slow and hot, and they carefully control the air getting to it. They squeeze every last bit of warmth out of every single log. It's not about creating a huge blast of heat, it's about creating a steady, reliable warmth that lasts. And their homes are built with this same wisdom. Think of their houses not just as a shelter from the cold, but as a battery for warmth. Many have thick walls made of stone or brick. All day long, those walls soak up heat from the sun and the stove. Then, all through the long, cold night, they slowly release that heat back into the home. The walls themselves become a gentle, silent radiator. They even think about where the sun is in the sky. They build their homes to face south, with big windows that let the low winter sun pour in, warming the floors and walls for free. It's a natural greenhouse. But as soon as the sun sets, they cover those windows with thick curtains or heavy shutters. It's like tucking your home into a warm bed for the night, sealing in all the precious warmth they gathered during the day. You see, it's not one magic trick. It's a way of looking at the world. It's about working with nature, not just trying to overpower it with a furnace. It's about seeing your home as a partner in creating comfort. This is the foundation. And once you have this mindset, you can start to see all the simple, powerful ways to apply it in your own home, starting with a trick that costs less than a cup of coffee. So, what is this incredible idea?